A blessed morning, grade 9 students. Welcome again for another exciting and fun-filled learning experience here in Science 9 Valenzuela Facebook Live. Before we begin, let me give you some reminders to observe during our live discussion. First, comment appropriately. Second, focus and participate in the discussion. And lastly, respect one another. Now please get your learner's module in science, your pen, and your notebook. Alright class, for our learning objectives for today, you are expected to explain how energy is being transformed and identify the flow of electricity from the power plant to the consumers. Isn't it exciting, right? But before we start our discussion, let us have an exciting game first. Let us play Describe Me. In this game, you will form a word or term out of the given set of pictures. You will be given 10 seconds to answer each item. Are you ready? Let us start. Describe me. Now, learners, congratulations for those who got 2 above scores. Okay class, the sets of pictures that were shown a while ago are related to our topic, which is electricity and magnetism. Alright class, I want you to watch this video clip, and later we will have an exciting activity for this.
Electricity generation. Electricity generation is the process of generating electric power from sources of primary energy. For electric utilities in the electric power industry, it is the first stage in the delivery of electricity to end users, the other stages being transmission, distribution, energy storage and recovery, using pumped storage method. A characteristic of electricity is that it is not a primary energy freely present in nature in remarkable amounts, and it must be produced. Production is carried out in power stations, also called power plants. Electricity is most often generated at a power plant by electromechanical generators, primarily driven by heat engines fueled by combustion or nuclear fission, but also by other means such as the kinetic energy of flowing water and wind. Other energy sources include solar photovoltaics and geothermal power. The fundamental principles of electricity generation were discovered in the 1820s and early 1830s by British scientist Michael Faraday. His method, still used today, is for electricity to be generated by the movement of a loop of wire, or disc of copper between the poles of a magnet. Central power stations became economically practical with the development of alternating current, AC, power transmission, using power transformers to transmit power at high voltage and with low loss. In 1870, commercial electricity production started with the coupling of the dynamo to the hydraulic turbine. In 1870, the mechanical production of electric power began. The second industrial revolution and created inventions using the energy, whose major contributors were Thomas Alva Edison and Nikola Tesla. Previously, the only way to produce electricity was by chemical reactions or using battery cells, and the only practical use of electricity was for the telegraph. Electricity generation at central power stations started in 1882, when a steam engine driving a dynamo at Pearl Street Station produced a DC current that powered public lighting on Pearl Street, New York. The new technology was quickly adopted by many cities around the world, which adapted their gas-fueled streetlights to electric power, and soon after electric lights would be used in public buildings, in businesses, and to power public transport, such as trams and trains. The first power plants used water power or coal, and today a variety of energy sources are used, such as coal, nuclear, natural gas, hydroelectric, wind generators, and oil, as well as solar energy, tidal power, and geothermal sources. The use of power lines and power poles have been significantly important in the distribution of electricity. Several fundamental methods exist to convert other forms of energy into electrical energy. The triboelectric effect, piezoelectric effect, and even direct capture of the energy of nuclear decay. Beta voltaics are used in niche applications, as is direct conversion of heat to electric power and the thermoelectric effect. Utility scale generation is done by rotating electric generators, or by photovoltaic systems. A very small proportion of electric power distributed by utilities is provided by batteries. Electric generators transform kinetic energy into electricity. This is the most used form for generating electricity and is based on Faraday's law. It can be seen experimentally by rotating a magnet within closed loops of a conducting material, for example copper wire. Almost all commercial electrical generation is done using electromagnetic induction, in which mechanical energy forces a generator to rotate.
Okay class, to test your understanding, let us have an exciting game. And I call it 1, 2, 3, transform! In this activity, you will identify the correct sequence of processes of how electricity is being produced in the following given statement. Comment the first process up to the last based on the given statement. Example, statement number 2 is the first process. Statement number 4 is the second process. Statement number 3 is the third process. And the last process is the statement number 1. So, the answer will now be 2, 4, 3, and 1. Did you get that? Oh, I know you do. You only have 30 seconds to do this. Are you ready? Let us start. Now, here are the following statements. Number 1. The steam then expands through a turbine, producing the motion of it. Statement number 2. Energy is stored in the hydrocarbon molecules in the coal. When the coal is combusted, this energy is transformed into heat. Statement number 3. The hot exhaust gases from the combustion reaction are used to heat up water into steam, which travels through pipes at high pressures and speeds. And statement number electrical generator which causes electricity to flow. Alright learners, did you get all the correct answers? Oh, I know you do. Okay class, based on the given activity that you have done a while ago, it gives the information of how an electricity undergo a different processes in order to produce a certain amount of electricity, and also it shows the conversion of energy from one place to another. Alright learners, I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered how electricity reaches our home from the electric power plant? And what processes are involved to make this thing possible? Okay, to answer those questions, I want you to carefully watch this video clip.
The flick of a switch. That's how easy it is to get electricity, right? If you're one of the lucky ones, then yes. But in 2017, there are still over 1 billion people who do not have access to electricity. In this video, we will discuss how electricity is generated and transferred to our homes, for those of us fortunate enough to have it. There are a variety of ways in which electricity is generated or made. How many can you think of? Some are shown in this image. Solar panels, wind turbines, biomass, hydroelectric, nuclear, and fossil fuels. And then there is also geothermal energy, tidal power, and wave power as well. Except for burning fossil fuels and nuclear, the rest are renewable sources of energy. Currently, about 80% of the world's energy comes from fossil fuels. First, we're going to have a look at burning fossil fuels in power stations to generate energy. And then we'll look at the national grid, which is relevant for both non-renewable and renewable energies. So fossil fuels in power stations. Most power stations use coal as an energy source, and they work in the following way. 1. Coal is burned in a power station. The heat produced as the coal burns is used to heat water. The water boils and turns into steam. 2. This steam is used to turn the blades of a turbine. A turbine looks like a fan or a wind turbine. The turbine turns a generator. Inside, wires turn within magnets to generate electricity. So that was a fossil fuel power station. These next steps are for energy generated from any source, whether it's fossil fuels or renewable, like wind-powered substations or biomass-fueled. 4. The electricity, whether renewable or not, is passed through transformers and wires within the national grid that carries it to our homes. So, what exactly is the national grid? The national grid is a system of cables and transformers linking power stations to consumers. Have you ever felt an electrical wire and noticed it gets hot? This is because some energy traveling through the wire is lost as heat. In order to lose as little energy as possible, transformers are used. When the electricity leaves the power station, it passes through a step-up transformer. A step-up transformer increases the voltage and reduces the current. Reducing the current makes the transfer of electricity more efficient, as less energy is lost as heat. Before the electricity gets to our homes, the voltage needs to be reduced back down to a safe level. The electricity therefore passes through a step-down transformer. To learn how transformers work, watch this video. So, now you know how electricity is generated and sent to our homes. It's not quite as simple as flicking a switch. Quite a lot of infrastructure is needed.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Comment below if you have any questions. Why not check out our FuseSchool app as well? Until next time.
Alright class, are you amazed by what you have seen in the video clip? I know you do. To test your understanding, let us have another exciting activity entitled You Light Up My World. Alright learners, I want you to identify the correct illustration in the statement. Comment the letter of the correct answer in the comment section below. You have 10 seconds to comment on your answer. Are you ready? Let us start. Number 1. The electricity is then sent through distribution lines to your neighborhood. Smaller transformers lower the voltage again so that the power is safe to use in our homes. You have 10 seconds to answer this, and the timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter D. For number 2, the electrical charge is then carried by transmission lines held up by large towers, which stretch across huge distances. The timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A. Number 3. Finally, the electricity travels through wires inside the walls to the outlets and switches in your house, ready to power your devices. 10 seconds to answer this, and the timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter E. Now, for number 4, in power stations, large spinning turbines generate electricity powered by wind, coal, natural gas, or water. The timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter B. Next. Number 5. The electrical current is sent through transformers, which increase the voltage so the power can push over long distances. The timer starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter F. And for the last number, number 6, from the transmission lines, the electricity reaches a substation where the voltage is lowered so it can be sent on smaller power lines. The timer starts now. Letter C. Alright class, if you got all the correct answers, you are excellent. Students, always remember this. Number 1, power plants are designed to generate electricity using various renewable and non-renewable sources. Power plants supply the needed electricity to a community. Number 2, electricity powers all our gadgets and appliances at home. And lastly, without electricity, we would literally be in the dark. Alright class, let us test your understanding by means of this short evaluation. Alright learners, I want you to determine if the statement is correct or not. Type yes if the statement is correct and no if it is not. You will be given 5 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. This is number 1. Examples of renewable energy fuel resources or sources are wind and geothermal. Is it yes or no? The timer starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is yes. This is number 2. Electric motors are used in producing electricity in power plants. Is it yes or no? Comment now your answer. Time's up. The correct answer is yes. This is the number 3. The electric current produced passes through a generator to increase its capacity and be pushed over long distances. You have 5 seconds to comment your answer and the timer starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is yes. This is number 4. From the transmission lines, the electricity reaches the substation where it is lowered and sent to smaller power lines. Is it yes or no? 5 seconds. Go. Time's up. The correct answer is no, because it must start in the power plant before the transmission lines. And the last number, number 5, the spinning turbines turn the generators that produce electricity. Is it yes or no? 5 seconds to comment your answer. Time's up. The correct answer is yes. Alright learners, congratulations to those who got 3 above scores. Alright learners, thank you very much for watching our session in Science 9 Valenzuela Facebook Live. I hope you learned and enjoyed this session. To know more about our topic today, your subject teacher will give you more information about it. Again, this is Mr. Rogelio Rivera, your science teacher. Take care and God bless!